To trigger an automation using a webhook in Brevo, you add a call a webhook action right after the trigger inside your workflow builder. That one step tells Brevo to send contact data to any external URL the moment someone enters that journey. Log into your Brevo account now. Head to the Brevo website, enter your credentials, and wait for the main dashboard to appear. If you happen to have multiple accounts, quickly confirm the account name up in the top right corner, just so you are building inside the right workspace. Once the dashboard loads fully, look along the left sidebar and click Automations. That opens a page showing every workflow you have ever created, plus any templates you have saved. If you are picking up an existing automation, hover over it and click Edit. For a brand new one, hit that blue Create an Automation button near the top right and choose Create from Scratch. Starting from scratch gives you a blank canvas, which makes it far easier to keep the logic clean, especially when you are wiring in a webhook that might interact with multiple services. The workflow builder will open with a single entry point waiting for a trigger. Your first move is to click Add a Trigger. A panel slides out listing all the possible events that can kick off this automation. You will see options like a contact being added to a list, a form submission, a particular link being clicked, or even a contact reaching a certain engagement score. Pick the event that genuinely represents the real-world moment you want to capture. If this workflow should fire every time somebody fills out a landing page form, choose that form submission trigger. The moment you select something, the builder asks you to configure it. For a form trigger, for example, you will pick the exact form from a drop-down. This step locks the automation to the right audience, so take an extra 10 seconds here. A mistake I see people make is choosing a generic contact added trigger when they really meant a specific list, and then their webhook fires for contacts they never intended to send to the external system. Be precise. Now, below the trigger you will see a small plus icon. Click that plus button and a menu of actions opens. From that list, choose Call a webhook. As soon as you select it, a configuration panel appears with a single field that matters most, the webhook URL. This is where you paste the exact endpoint your external application is expecting. Brevo is going to send a post request to that URL as soon as a contact hits this step. The payload is a JSON object containing all the standard contact attributes: email, first name, last name, any custom fields, and a few technical identifiers. Before you type or paste anything, open your receiving application and copy the complete URL. I have learned the hard way to triple check this address. A stray trailing slash, a missing subdomain, or an old staging URL will silently break the integration because Brevo will attempt the request, receive a 404 or a 500 error, and then retry a few times before the action fails. And if you are not monitoring your webhook logs, you may not notice for days. So inspect that URL character by character, then click Save. One extra tip here. If your endpoint requires authentication, you cannot pass a header directly from this basic webhook action. But what you can do, and what I always do, is include a secret token as a query parameter in the URL itself, like token =sign your underscore secret. That way you can validate the request on the receiving side without exposing anything in plain sight. If you need to send a custom payload or add headers, you would switch to the send a transactional email action or use the make an API request action. But for straightforward real-time data push, call a webhook is the lightest and fastest option. Once the action is saved, the builder shows it sitting there, waiting to process contacts. You can still click on it and edit the URL or delete it if something changes. I like to rename the action right away by clicking the little pencil icon near the top, naming it something like Send to CRM or Notify Slack channel. That makes the automation much easier to scan 6 months later when you cannot remember which webhook went where. Now the most critical part, testing. Look at the top bar of the workflow builder. You will see a test workflow button. Click it. Brevo asks you to choose a test contact. Do not skip this and just activate the automation hoping for the best. Pick a real contact from your test list, or if you do not have one, quickly import a dummy contact with an email address you can access. Trigger the automation as that contact. If you are using a list-based trigger, add the contact to that list. If it is a form trigger, go submit the form with the test email. Within a few seconds, the automation should run and the webhook step will turn green in the test log, telling you the request was sent. Now switch over to your receiving application or webhook testing tool, something like Webhook, Site or Request Bin, or your own server logs, and confirm the request arrived. Check the JSON body, make sure all the fields you expected are there, and verify the status code was 200. If you see a 400 or 500 series code, the integration is broken and you need to debug the endpoint. I once spent an hour realizing my endpoint expected the contact email in a field called email_address, while Brevo sends it as email. Little field mapping mismatches like that are common, so compare the payload with what your app consumes. If everything looks correct, great. If not, adjust your receiving logic, not the Brevo action, because the webhook payload structure is fixed. Once testing passes, activate the automation by toggling the switch from inactive to active at the top of the builder. Your webhook is now live. Every contact who meets the trigger condition will automatically fire that request to your external URL. You have just connected Brevo to any custom system or third-party service, enabling real-time data syncs, lead notifications, internal alerts, and far more flexible processes than email marketing alone can handle. A quick final pointer: after a few hours, pop into the automations logs by clicking the Logs tab inside the builder. Scan for any failed webhook calls. A few retries are normal if your endpoint was slow, but repeated failures mean you need to update the URL or check your server. And if the receiving URL ever changes, remember to come back here and update the webhook action immediately. You now know how to trigger an automation using a webhook in Brevo. With this wired up, every workflow can talk to the outside world instantly, no manual exports needed. If you want to go deeper, look into chaining a webhook action with a conditional split right after it, so you can route contacts differently based on the webhook response. But for now, you have a solid, tested webhook integration running. Bookmark this automation and revisit it whenever you need to fine-tune your data flow. Thanks for following along, and happy automating.